Never get you back. You don't have to explain anything to them. Let their own uncertainty be the closure they get. Let the unanswered questions haunt them, because when they realize they've lost you, the absence will sting much harder than any explanation you could give. New shoes start to feel uncomfortable. They start rubbing. They don't fit as well as you thought they would. And suddenly, you find yourself thinking about the old pair, the one you wore so much that it molded perfectly to your feet, the one that gave you comfort. And now, even though the new shoes are still there, you miss the old ones. That's how time works on people. In the beginning, they might seem fine. They might even tell themselves they're better off without you, but as time passes, the discomfort sets in. They start to feel the absence of your presence. The void you left behind becomes undeniable. They begin to compare, to look back, to realize the value of what they had, of what they lost. And with every day that passes, that regret grows, that need for closure intensifies, but you're not there to provide it. You're not there to be a familiar comfort they can reach for. You've moved on. And as time continues to work against them, they begin to see the truth. What they once took for granted, they now crave. And in their pursuit to understand what happened, they'll only find silence, a silence that grows louder the longer it lasts. Their mind will keep going back to the past, wondering what went wrong, replaying their mistakes, and feeling the weight of their own actions. And by the time they realize how much they need you, by the time they realize what they lost, you won't even be looking back. You won't even care anymore. And this is where true power lies, in your absence. In the space you leave behind that makes them realize how much you truly meant to them. Time will force them to come to terms with the fact that they no longer have access to you, that they can no longer control you or take you for granted. And this time, when they finally come crawling back, you'll have already moved on, and you won't be interested in anything they have to say. So, my friends, it's time to make a choice. You can keep chasing, keep explaining, keep showing up, hoping they'll see your worth, or you can let time do its work. Let them feel the loss. Let the days pass, and let that absence speak for itself. Let them realize what they had only once it's gone. Say it with me. I owe no one an explanation. Write it in the comments. Show them. Show yourself. Show the world that you're done being the one who constantly explains, who chases after validation, and who always has to make things clear for people who never did the same for you. When you disappear without a word, people start expecting closure. They expect a conversation, that final moment where everything is explained, neatly wrapped up and sorted out. But when you give them nothing when you walk away and leave them standing in silence, that's when it haunts them. That's when the regret begins to gnaw at them. See, people don't panic when you explain yourself. When you explain, they get relief. They understand your pain, they hear your reasons, and they tell themselves, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." They get comfort from the closure you give them. But when you vanish, when they have no idea why you left, when they replay every conversation and moment trying to figure out what went wrong, that's when the mind starts to unravel. This is where your fear kicks in. You're scared that if you don't explain, they'll think you never cared. You're worried they'll move on like you were nothing, and that they'll forget about you. But here's the truth. If someone can forget about you just because you stopped explaining yourself, they were never truly yours to begin with. That should tell you everything you need to know. Real impact doesn't come from words. It comes from disappearance. It's made from the empty space you leave behind. It's made from the questions that haunt them when they realize they can no longer reach you. Think about it. When was the last time you truly missed something? Was it when you had it, when you could reach for it at any time? Or was it when it was gone, when you realized too late that it wasn't coming back? That's how the human mind works. We don't crave what's explained to us. We crave what we don't understand. That's why you need to resist the urge to give them that final explanation. Right now, you want to make them see your worth. But the truth is, people don't see your worth when you tell them. They see it when they feel the loss of you, when they reach out and find nothing, when they go looking for answers and realize there are none. Let them wonder, let them sit in their thoughts, let them lie awake at night, replaying every moment, every word, every little detail, trying to figure out where it all went wrong. Because that's the real lesson. That's what haunts people. And here's the best part. By the time they finally understand what they lost, by the time they come crawling back, desperate for that explanation, you won't even care anymore. So now, my friends, it's time to make a choice. You can keep explaining. You can keep trying to make them understand. You can keep giving them the comfort of knowing why you left. Or you can walk away in silence and let the absence speak louder than any words ever could. Say it with me. I owe no one an explanation. Write it in the comments. Show them. Show yourself. Show the world that you are done handing out closure to people who never gave it to you. Now let's move on to number 8. Let time work against them. The longer they go without you, the more they feel it. Let that sink in, my friends. Right now, you might think they don't care. You might think they've moved on, that they're out there laughing, living unbothered by your absence. And you're sitting there wondering, did I even matter? Do they miss me at all? But let me tell you something. Time is your greatest weapon, because at first, they won't feel it. No one ever does in the beginning. They're distracted. They tell themselves they made the right choice. They convince themselves they'll be fine without you. But time doesn't let them off that easy. Imagine this. You get a brand new pair of shoes. They look great, they feel good enough, and for a while, you don't even think about the old pair you used to wear every day. But then one day, those new shoes start pinching. They don't fit quite right. They're uncomfortable. And suddenly, you remember how perfectly the old ones used to fit, though they never let you down, how you took them for granted. But by the time you realize it, they're long gone. That's exactly how regret works. Right now, they think they have all the time in the world. They think they can replace you, find someone else to fill the space you left behind. But slowly, oh so slowly, they begin to notice something. No one else treats them like you did. No one listens the way you listened. No one understands them like you did. And that's when it hits. That's when the silence becomes loud. That's when the emptiness starts creeping in. At first, they'll act unbothered. They'll pretend they're fine. They might even post pictures, go out, make it seem like they're happier than ever. But that's all it is, a performance, a distraction. Because deep down, they're waiting for you to react. They're waiting for you to check in. They're waiting for some kind of sign that you're still there, still watching, still waiting. But when you give them nothing, when the days turn into weeks and the weeks into months, and they realize you're not coming back, that's when the regret starts sinking in like quicksand. And here's where most people mess up. They break too soon. They sit there, counting the days, checking their phones, waiting for the regret to kick in, waiting for that message that never comes. And because they're still waiting, they're not really gone. They're still emotionally tied to the person they walked away from. But you're different. You don't wait. You don't count the days. You don't sit there wondering when they'll wake up and realize what they lost. Because the moment you do, you're still letting them control you. You have to let go completely. You have to trust that time always does its job. Because one day, they'll hear a song that reminds them of you. And for the first time, instead of feeling nothing, they'll feel everything. One day, they'll be out with friends, but their mind will drift. They'll wonder where you are, what you're doing, and if they still have a chance. One day, they'll reach for their phone, about to type your name into that search bar, about to send that message they never thought they'd send. And by the time they do, you won't even care anymore. Because while they were out there pretending to be fine, you were moving forward, you were growing, you were becoming someone they no longer have access to. And that is the real punishment, not blocking them, not begging for them to see your worth, but making sure that by the time they realize what they lost, you're already gone. So now, my friends, it's time to make a choice. You can sit there waiting, hoping, checking your phone every 5 minutes to see if they've finally woken up. Or you can let time work against them instead of against you. Say it with me. I trust time to do the work. Write it in the comments. Show them, show yourself, show the world that you are done waiting for people who never deserved you in the first place. So, my friends, this is where you take your power back. No more chasing, no more explaining, no more waiting. You let time do its job, and you keep moving forward. Because by the time they realize what they lost, you'll be too far ahead to care. Now say it with me. I am moving forward, no looking back. Write it in the comments. Show them, show yourself, show the world. And if this hit home, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you in the next video.